Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Flower City False Leads. My name is Tim.
I'm Nam.
I'm Kevin.
And we've got here the first of the games from the ANRPC NETS Kickoff Tournament. So you may be wondering, what is ANRPC NETS? Well, it's the Android Netrunner Players Circuit Northeast Tournament Series. And so
That's a mouthful.
That is a mouthful, so thankfully it has an acronym. And so what this was just a kickoff tournament. So if you haven't heard of ANRPC before, it's a series of fan-run tournaments that all funnel into regional invitationals that the ultimate prize is you get a trip to Worlds. And so this is the first time we're having it in the Northeast, so this was kind of just an inaugural tournament to get some excitement going and spread the word.
So what you're telling me is this tournament didn't mean anything in the terms of
status. It doesn't qualify you for anything, but the winner did get a bye at their event of choice in the actual tournament series. So
okay.
There was a little skin in the game here. But anyway, so the game here, we've got Mike on the left playing, I think that's a Kit Alt Art.
Yep, that's Kit Alt Art.
Yep, and then I think that was Eric on the right playing Engineering the Future.
Both some pretty beautiful alt arts, though.
Yes.
Pretty jealous.
Yeah. Actually, he the ETF ID he got that day, we had a prize for the person that traveled farthest to the tournament. And I think he came from New Jersey or something?
He was definitely a few hours away. It was not a short drive.
Yeah. It was mostly locals and then a few out-of-town people.
Oh, so. This is in Rochester, New York,
yes.
For those of you who don't know.
This is in Rochester at the lovely, lovely Millennium Games.
So anyway, regardless, everything looks beautiful because everybody's got like really custom chips, cool dice, play mats are beautiful, especially that silhouette one right on over there.
Yeah. This is not these guys' first rodeo. They have played Netrunner before.
No!
Probably a good thing.
And so Kit. So Mike's a big-time Kit player. I don't think I've ever seen... No, I've seen him play Kate, but I don't think I've ever seen him play anything other than Kit and Kate. And so he's got a pretty good handle on what she's up to.
You can probably rest assured that most of these players have played all of the factions before. Mm-hmm. It's just the ones that they decide to take to tournaments are probably going to be the ones that they feel most comfortable for. But yeah, first turn Jackson over there. Looks pretty good. Pretty standard play.
Yeah, it's usually a little bit of a sign of desperation on the corpse side.
Pretty sure he took a mulligan.
Okay,
and,
so
he might be John flooded right now.
Yeah.
Right. Or if you have nothing dangerous in your hand and you just want to sift for something awesome. I mean, there's several reasons why you might want to do it, but yeah.
Oh, it looks like he doubled Jackson though, so that is
a sign of desperation.
He's not playing industrial genomics. He's not trying to fill up archives or something. So at least Jackson exists. Man, you remember the Corset days? Like you would just agenda flood and lose, and it was the worst thing ever.
I remember because I was there.
Yeah.
But anyway. Oh, and he pops it right away. So, all right. So Kevin, you haven't really been commentating with us for a little while. But in that situation, as the runner, would you actually run on archives there just to force the corp to run, blow Jackson up, or?
Well, first of all, I'd probably run R&D to get the look at the top card, and then if there's nothing there, if there's no asset to trash to kind of see the next card, then the next play is usually to run the archives, so you can get a new, fresh look at the top of R&D. That way you can get 2 cards on your turn. Especially with no ice out with ETF right now.
Right. Yeah.
And you're not expecting any kind of traps. Oh, and he snags
and he takes one. I actually missed it, but did he actually run an R&D first, and then did he actually do what Kevin just said?
I could not tell.
All right.
I believe he just made the run on archives.
Oh, okay.
Although it doesn't look like he drew up or played it, so maybe he did.
Yeah, he might have. I don't remember.
You're too busy talking.
Just leaving both R&D and HQ open right now. Looks like he's going to maybe try to
come at me, bro.
Fast advance a few agenda.
He must have been really flooded if he's just trying to whip it out. If he's just trying to go for it like this. So
do you want to rephrase that at all?
I'm going to leave it how it stands right there. Confident in my assessment.
Sure.
Kate has the prepaid in her hand, and Katie, Econ's not going to be a problem.
Yeah, and it looks like he's on study guide for his decoder there, so this could be interesting.
It actually might be a good... You might see a lot more of that card in the future now that Yogg is on the most wanted list, so definitely would keep an eye out for seeing more of that card in your local metas / tournaments.
And just to clarify, this is before the most wanted list went into effect. This tournament happened, I think it was just a few weeks after Worlds. And so everybody was pretty much in that state of mind.
So as we see now that he rezzed the Adonis, so it was not an agenda.
Mm-hmm.
So we know that this is going to be a money game here. So both Kati and Adonis will be building up.
Okay,
And he doubles up ice, so
Okay.
he's probably making certain priorities, and maybe he didn't have anything dangerous in hand after the first
Mhm.
Jackson.
Yeah, this is usually the case you're in with HB, is that in the early game, your ice is a touch more expensive than NBN, a few other corps. And so you hit a bit of a lull, but then once the campaigns come up, you just stabilize and things get a lot easier.
And that's part of the reason. So I'm running Engineering the Future still because it's just so good compared to most of the other ones.
Yeah.
And some of the other ones you actually have to come up with interesting builds, whereas this one is like you can kind of just come up with any HB deck, just as long as it has ice, and it will still be fine.
The HB ice is some of the best in the game. I'd say I rarely am looking out of faction when building an HB deck for ice.
Yeah.
If we look at the NAPD Most Wanted list, I mean, out of all of the things there's 2 HB ice on it.
Right.
So both Eli
Mm-hmm.
and Architect,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just they're so cost efficient.
Right, exactly. So.
All right, so we got some more drawing going on. I would say that the game's kind of not been too crazy. There's been just both sides kind of building up, having their own itinerary.
Yeah, so study guide is on the table, so that's going to take quite a bit of time to get up and rolling. Although I did see a stim hack in Mike's hand, so that will get it on pace pretty quickly.
Mike's not under too much pressure right now. Just the Adonis ticking down, but he has his own Katie ticking up for money, and he's got a code gate breaker out already, so no real pressure getting put on from the corp right now. So he has a little window here to set up his own rig.
Yeah, so he could just on a turn that's opportune, just be like, oh, he's advancing something. Take all Kati's money, play the stim hack, and that's a ton of money to put right into the study guide.
And these days, one of the major ice that HP is scoring behind is Turing, and Kit just walks right through that. So they're a little less threatening on the remote, although we did see a Caprice already go into the trash, so he's going to have some heavy upgrades defending his agendas. As far as I know, this is almost a direct copy of the deck that won Worlds on the right-hand side. So we'll be expecting Caprice and Ash and just all of the good ice you would expect out of HB.
Yeah, Caprice is brutal because even if you didn't have money but you needed to protect something, that Engineering the Future ability just kicks in. It gives you just enough that you can actually play a legit side game.
Right.
So we did see the install an ice and then double install inside the server. Might be looking to score out here.
Yeah, so are you...
Or at least test, see what Mike's going to do.
Yeah, so are you thinking that's an agenda, or are you thinking that's like Breaker Bay with something on top of it at this point?
As Mike, I mean, there's not a lot of pressure by the corp right now. Maybe you're just sitting here clicking Katie. But it looks like he took the money.
I personally think that it's probably just 2 upgrades or an upgrade in asset. Like, I don't think it's critical to run that right now, especially you're ahead with 2 and you're in a decent position. You don't want to give away all of your tricks too early.
Right. Yeah, as the corp here, I think you can just stabilize for quite a while. Oh, Assassin!
Nice!
I love that piece of ice.
And it looks like it will fire only... Well, no.
Oh, yeah,
its ability is a code gate, so it is a code gate.
Yeah, but it costs a lot of money to get study guide up to 5.
Yeah, its strength
he does not have the money for that right now.
Its strength is 5 and 2 subroutines, and they're both traces, which will be expensive if he doesn't break them anyway.
Right. I think it's 5.
And he can definitely not beat those traces right now with 15 credits on the corp side.
Right.
6 to his own.
Yeah, the first trace is what, 3 net damage? Is that right?
It starts at 6, I believe, and then 5 for trash it program.
It's something like
Is
that.
it 6-5 or 5-4? It's one of those.
I think the trash program's first, though.
All right. Yeah. One of them's trash program. One of them's do 3 damage. But anyway.
Oh, and there goes.
There goes the program.
Does get the access if he chooses it.
No, does he choose not to access? Or did we miss something? Oh, and
I guess he
right.
maybe
he jacked out, was fearful, or he didn't think he'd steal, or maybe one of them is actually end the run and we just
no. He looks like he paid for the net damage one, but
and then,
maybe he was worried about NAPD. But you should
you should still look.
Yeah, you might as well. Yeah, if you see an NAPD, that's knowledge at least. You know it's in the hand.
Right.
Okay, so playing that beautiful HP game of just keep installing stuff.
Yeah, there's nothing more.
Where are you gonna run?
There's nothing more confidence instilling than if you are the corp and most of your cards are still face down, and you've got a bucket load of money.
Mm-hmm.
So you're feeling really good at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because Mike just cashed out on the Cotty, so
Yeah.
he's just getting it back up. I believe it's at 6 now.
Yep.
Mhm.
So it's going to take a few turns to get his economy back
Yeah, for
online. He's hurting for some credits right now.
Right. Oh, we got tinkering in there. Stim hack. There's gonna be some shenanigans going down soon. Oh, paintbrush too. Nice.
Yeah, there's paintbrush right there.
Here we see the Eve campaign for free.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, Breaker Bay is so good.
Breaker Bay is so good.
I love Breaker Bay.
I can totally understand why they made it a region, because you don't want to have like multiple things. Like you build the awesome server, and then if you were able to stack Breaker Bays, you'd be like, oh no, they're gonna trash one, and then you'd still have another. It'd just be too ridiculous, I think.
And putting Sandstone inside Breaker Bay would be
just
pretty disgusting,
just
to say the least.
But then, what's that singularity? That would
Yeah.
make a lot of corps cry. I mean, actually, that still does. Anybody who makes a super server,
Yeah.
it's just ridiculous. But honestly, I don't see it played that much,
Yeah.
especially at the
because
competitive level.
Caprice still hurts it really bad.
Yeah.
'Cause if you lose the side game, then you blew 2 clicks, a bunch of money, and a whole lot of stuff.
Yep.
4 credits for that.
Yeah, it's 4
4
credits
credits
for
to initiate the run.
Yep.
Singularity, and it's an additional click because it's a
Yeah.
double, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It is a great card if you can get
It's
the fire
good,
though.
yeah.
So in Anarch, it's not terrible.
Yeah, I used to
but-
play it a bunch in Max. Back when you just didn't play anything but Eater and Knight in Max. Okay, so
Those were the good old days.
the good old days. I'm still playing Max. It's still fun.
Might be one of the most popular decks at the moment as
Yeah, that is
we're
true.
recording here. So
That is true, yeah.
I would agree with that. I'm
taking
seeing
the money from Cotty right here.
seeing
So,
Max just blow up all over the place.
might see the stim hack come in to try to poke at that server.
Yeah,
the clone
at
chip
least-
on the table so he can get passport back from the bin.
Run HQ to probably just get him to try to spend some money.
Yeah, you don't want him sitting with too much money.
Although that does turn off the kit ability if he's planning to take a stab at the remote over there.
First time per run or per turn?
Per turn.
Per turn.
Okay.
And so that is a code gate.
It's the first ice and countered too. So if you pass an ice but they were just all unresed, then it doesn't trigger the ability.
Right.
Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is just a ploy to use money.
Yeah,
I
just get
think.
him to spend some money.
Eve campaign though, ticking away.
I know, that's the
That
thing.
is, unless you're gonna go in and trash that, he's not gonna be hurting
Yeah,
for
he's-
too many credits.
Yeah, it's a free Eve. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
16
Come on.
credits dripping.
Yeah.
It's nice and slowly.
That was I remember when that card came out. I was like, who would ever play this card? Eve campaign, 5 res. This is garbage.
Yeah.
But it turns out it's a really good card, especially with Breaker Bay Grid.
I mean, Breaker Bay makes a lot of assets that some people
Yeah.
might not even think about actually very viable, or even
Yeah.
more viable than real decent. It's like daily casts, but better.
Yeah.
I believe Dan would, the 2-time world champion, did the math behind it while he was at Worlds, and he was saying that it saves on average about 11 to 13 credits a game. An
Yeah.
Adonis, an Eve, Caprice, and an Ash in a server adds up to about 11 or so credits.
It's
Wow.
about the most efficient click you can make in the game, I would say.
Right,
That's
and
pretty
as
good.
you're installing all those cards, you're gaining $1 on top of that. So
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay, so we saw him score the second accelerated beta test. Not firing any of them. I don't think there's any reason to.
prepaid hitting the table
Okay.
for Mike,
Yep.
and he is quality times, drawing 5.
Okay.
Yeah, so we got the Mimic, and so
That's
he's
it for
looking
breakers.
I think he's looking for breakers, because he can't get through anything otherwise.
You saw a sure gamble in hand right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a couple short
Definitely
games
can
in
get
the
some more money up. He's 10 credits to 10 credits right now, which is
second. Okay, so stabilizing a little bit. It's still, man, with that study guide is going to cost so much money to get up and going, though.
Yeah, when he blew up the study guide the other time, was the study guide at 0?
Yeah, it was
at
unloaded,
0.
so
Yeah.
it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, it could have been worse, so this was probably okay.
so knowing this HB deck, we're probably going to see the Global Food Initiative hit the
Yeah.
table next.
Yeah.
When he sees it to go for the win.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep,
And
'cause
Mike's still going to have to score out 3 more agendas. That's the nice thing about this.
the Global
HB deck.
Food, yep.
Yeah.
So,
So painful.
for those of you who don't know, Global Food Initiative is the agenda that is a 5-3 for the Corp, but if the runner steals it, it's only worth 2 points in their score area. So.
Yeah. See, that seems backwards to me. Like, if it's a food initiative, shouldn't it be, like, better for the people instead of the corporation? Like you're giving food to the people, so like.
That's probably true thematically, but that's not exactly what they chose to do here.
That's
number
the
one.
front that they show.
Yeah, okay. It's not really food.
They still have to make money on top of it as a
people,
corporation.
Yeah.
I mean, you could think of it as a real-world implication. They could actually be getting, like, good publicity from it and some sponsorships and stuff like that. But, I mean, you know, that's just kind of the thing. But with if the runner gets it, they don't get anything personally.
Okay.
You know.
Just some food.
Yeah. Sure.
So we see a third piece of ice getting installed on that scoring remote.
If that isn't a scoring server, I don't know what is.
Yeah. Although that does leave IQ in the middle, which makes it so that the front two ice are going to get hit by Kit's ability. And so he's only got to get something to hit the back end, and he's into that server. Well, he's into that server once.
Still needs the code gate breaker on the table.
Yeah.
Passport, like you guys said, is not inexpensive. It is very expensive to use.
Yeah, so at this point it's probably just a matter of timing of when he's going to fire off the stim hack to load it up.
Up to 20 credits, though. And with stim hack in hand, that's 29 credits. He
most
likely can break that first piece of ice on, I hope.
Yeah, we would hope, yeah.
Heimdall 2.
Janice or Curtain Wall, possibly.
Yeah. The surprise Curtain Wall splash.
Yeah. Curtain Wall is not low on influence there. What is Curtain Wall's influence? 2?
I've never used it out of faction.
3? I don't know. Yeah, I've never used it out of faction either. 4?
We see Jackson hit the table.
Yep.
Drawn 2. Probably looking for that GFI right now.
Yep.
Global Food Initiative.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to just close this game up.
Yeah, and at this point, even if he draws it and can't score it, he might just slap it into the remote because H2 is a little vulnerable, but that remote is stocked.
The problem is what to do if he had like other agendas. Like, can he afford giving the runner a couple of agendas if?
Well, with Jackson, maybe he can overdraw here.
Yeah.
And shuffle him back in if he just wants to keep the one GFI in hand.
It looks like he just pitched a Vitruvius as one of those, and there might be food in hand. I thought I saw one on the right side there.
I guess we'll find out.
Yes, we shall.
Momentarily.
So now would be, if I were Mike, this would be the time to make the move. He's clearly drawn up.
He's got enough credits.
For the winning agenda.
He can make an attack at some place.
Yeah, but without any kind of multi-access, he's going to get one run somewhere with Kit.
I think in hand we obviously see the Plascrete, no stim hacks in there. I think Baby Proco might have been a card I'd seen.
Okay.
So nothing too crazy breaker-wise. He's still hurting for... I mean, we know this study guide's in the bin, but I don't see anything more efficient as of yet.
No. If he's running study guide, it's likely that's his decoder solution. I think I saw him throw 2 in there, too.
Okay.
So that's probably all he has in terms of code gate. There might be a Cyber Cipher or something for emergencies, who knows.
So he threw a couple back and the Caprice.
The run on Archives to pop Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And that's just, like, even if you're not planning on doing a run on R&D, it's often just a sound play just to get Jackson off the table as soon as possible. Just because that draw ability is so good, besides like his shuffle back in, it really is different than where the Corp used to always just kind of sit there and wait for agendas to float into hand, but now you need to be much more proactive, I think, as the Corp on your draw. So
especially if you have an opportunity, like this is a very good situation for the runner. So
or for the corporation, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, for the corporation. Aha. Nam's bad with opposites.
Yeah.
Yes, good for the corporation.
I'm just a Corp man.
Oh, we see a Maker's Eye hit the table. Right
Okay,
now.
so he was loading it up. And
probably
going to see. I think
bring it back out to.
You either bring it back out or with a clone chip.
Okay, clone chip.
Clone chips.
I would almost be tempted to just let Mimic get trashed. Although he wants Study Guide to get up anyway, I guess.
I don't know if he had anything too crazy in hand. He could have taken both the net damage and the trash program, like you said.
It does get Study Guide up to 5 and snags an agenda. So
nice.
Study Guide sitting at 5. That does start threatening the remote.
But once again, we still get into that situation of global food. So even if the runner gets one of those, it's another agenda.
Yeah.
He still needs 2 agendas to win.
Yes.
The runner needs 2, corporation needs minimum of 1 right now.
Yeah.
Right.
It almost feels like cheating with global food because you can just like throw it away knowing you're not going to be able to score it, and just to make them come in and spend all of their money.
And what we see here is also we know Stim Hack's in hand, but a huge credit swing. I mean, 4 to 18 right now.
Mm-hmm.
He spent over, I think, 16 credits to get Passport up to strength 5 right now. So that was a heavy investment on his part. Obviously, it'll be good for hitting this scoring server.
Yeah.
IQ, the only ice we see res there, gain strength equal to the number of cards in the corporation's hand, and is just a straight on the run code gate.
Yeah.
I'm assuming there's probably an Ichi on the...
Yeah, there's probably... So the front ice is probably something expensive since he's already hitting HQ for the decoder, and then the back ice is probably a barrier, I would guess.
Right, and if there is an Ichi anywhere, it happens to be 4 strength, which is 1 strength outside of Mimic's range.
He's going for it.
He's going for it. So he sees Mike on 4 credits, thinks he has a pretty clear scoring window. We know he has Stim Hack in hand, but...
What's that third piece of ice, the innermost? That's going to be what makes or break this run, right?
I know, we saw a tinkering at some point in his hand, so he could just tinker, take Caddy, and Stim Hack, and hope for the best.
That's true.
3 credits, I mean, it might even be better just to Stim Hack click 1 if you think it's a Byroy piece of ice, where he could click through it.
Yeah, very true.
That's true, too.
We know
all you need to do is save
the
the programs. Like, if it's like a brain damage, so long as it doesn't end the run, it's probably fine. Like,
All right, Ichi probably just need to click twice, which could give him a possible option for a 4th click run back in there to make sure he doesn't lose the game, but we shall see.
He's got makers in hand, so I'm wondering if he's debating the makers versus hit the remote.
He's holding it.
Yeah. Most certainly, I think...
we're going for it. Tinker's the back one.
Most certainly you have to go for it, because even if it's a trap, you can't risk it being a 3-point agenda.
See that? And that's...
So...
I'm seeing this deck.
There you go,
I'm pretty sure he knows it's not a trap back there.
Yeah. Okay, so he's Stim Hack, so... It is Eli.
Eli.
Which is a paltry 2 credits for study yet.
Yep. No problem.
1 credit for IQ.
No problem.
What's in the back?
Might want to res the Caprice now if it is Caprice.
Okay, but he is.
Yeah, he is. Alright, so we hear them debating, talking.
So he's dumping some money into the study guide, and it is Ash, and he has the money to beat.
Any reason to dump money into?
Yeah, I would wait until
Passport right there. Why? I mean, especially with an Ash trace. Trace coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have waited until. I'm assuming that he let him pass the ice. So
yeah, you can wait until see if they're gonna access before resing Ash. So yeah, he just pays out Ash.
I believe he has enough to keep him out. Does
Ash starts at
start with
3 or
link?
4? Or
No,
Ash Trace
4.
starts at 4.
Ash is 4. Kit doesn't have any link.
Yeah.
So he trashes, but then this is likely just the game here.
Does Eli keep the?
No, it's just for that run.
Just for that run.
Yeah.
Yep, just until the end of the run.
And
Game's done.
Game 1 in the books.
So there's the game. So Kit was looking good early on, and then ETF just stabilized the econ on the ice. And
Assassin was a tough hit.
Yeah, Assassin was big.
Game.
That was huge early too, but I mean, with these experienced players, they're not gonna not run on things with 1 ice because you gotta make runs early. So that was actually really fortuitous. All right, so we're probably gonna move on to the next game.
Yeah. So thanks for watching, and we'll have the rest of the games from this tournament coming right up.
See you in game 2.
We'll talk to you guys next time.